All right, RETV, we're back right now with Eric Druker, product manager for Lowel. You're going to give us a rundown of the Lowel Blender. This is a very cool light. I'm really looking forward to checking it out.
This is brand new. This just started shipping. You know, at Lowel Light, we've always tried to make this as lightweight, as portable, as rugged as possible, but we've always used traditional sources up until the past couple of years.
Right.
So the great thing about the lights is, again, you could take them anywhere, you could use them, you get a huge amount of light out of them, but they still produced a lot of heat because they were always tungsten halogen sources. What we've gone to now is a whole series of fluorescent, compact fluorescent sources and LEDs. Blender is our very first LED light. What's nice about the blender is if you look at the back, you can see that we've got these two big knobs on the back.
No, that's funny right there. I'm just going to stop for 1 second because we're all familiar with Lowel lights. They're in every studio around the world. You could never walk up and grab a Lowel light like that. It just gets too incredibly hot.
Project, I'd say virtually no heat forward at all. Now, LEDs are, let's say, kind of similar to what you have in a computer chip.
Right.
It doesn't really get hot, but it gets hot enough where it'll kill itself if you don't dissipate the heat properly. So what we've done is we have all metal constructions, which is really rugged. We've got these massive heat sinks on the back. So again, we're going to dissipate all the heat. So the LEDs are going to last as long as they're supposed to, which in some cases is upwards of 60,000 hours.
Wow,
so
that's
you're
incredible.
Never going to have to relamp this thing. Two knobs on the back correspond to the two different sets of LEDs that we have. So we've got one for daylight, we have another set for tungsten.
So it's not even filtered, it's right there in the actual light itself. Exactly. That's an incredible feature.
So if you have somebody who's shooting up against a window, you've got some ambient light coming through a window, you've got daylight, you can crank up the blue LEDs, and it's really easy to see when you're hitting on something that's white.
Right.
You've got actually a little bit cooler than daylight, it's about 6,000 degrees, so you've got a little bit more latitude if it's colder outside, because it's not usually photographic
Right, 5,500 exactly.
Right. If you're inside, though,
right.
you want to match to tungsten, you turn up the other ones. And again, here it's a little bit warmer than tungsten. It's about 2,800 degrees, which is pretty typical for a household lamp.
Right, household bulb, something like that, 60 watt.
Exactly.
Right.
So you can go essentially from outside to inside. But what's really nice is if we're in an environment like this where maybe we've got some tungsten on, we've got some overhead sodium that's another color, we've got some daylight. We could pick a source that's white, we could pick a subject or something that's white, and look at it and say, that's too amber. On the other side, that's way too cold, that's way too blue. But what we can do is we can mix and match the two sets of LEDs until your eye says that's neutral white. And your eye is such a great comparative device. This will run off of batteries, anything from 7.2 volts up to 15. Okay. So if you have a small camcorder, right, you've got little, what we're calling battery sleds, which will take an existing camcorder battery, you can plug it into. It might last an hour, hour and 15 minutes.
That's incredible.
It is, because that way you don't have to carry a whole stack of batteries with you. But the nice thing is that you probably, if you're shooting video, already have those batteries.
They're already in your
relatively inexpensive batteries, so you don't need new batteries, you don't need new chargers. But it'll go all the way up to a regular broadcast camera size, 14.47, whatever the volts. So you can power it that way. And then there's other adapters based upon whatever else you need. So, average street price for this one is about $530. So it's the fixture, it's the AC adapter, and then a couple of different types of diffusion.
Excellent, excellent. And the warranty on something like this, what does Lowel do for that?
Low warranties are great. It's going to be at least 2 years on the lights, stands a warranty for 5 years. We'll still get lights that are 15, 20 years old being used by the networks every single day. They'll come and get service, they'll go right back out.
Right back out. It's incredible. All right, well, Eric, thanks for taking the time to talk to us
Thanks
today.
a lot.
We've been talking to Eric Druker, product manager from Lowel. We're going to stay in the Tiffen booth for a little while longer here. We're going to move over, we're going to take a look at some of the Steadicam stuff. Stay tuned, you're watching RETV.